This is a Kirkendall Barrett presentation, darling.
You can touch it if you want.
Ladies, if you want to meet a man, check your storage closet.
Come on, Kendall. Take off your shirt and go camera shopping at Best Buy.
Good shirtless, not bad shirtless.
Yeah.
Well, it was gratuitous.
Yeah, it was.
I like a good grizzled man sometimes.
A lifetime of Hallmark.
Well, hello, everybody. It is your favorite day of the week. It is time for another episode of A Lifetime of Hallmark, where we talk about your favorite movies on both Lifetime and Hallmark and try to make sense of them. I am Les Kirkendall Barrett. Hello, Jason Bowers.
Hello, Les Kirkendall Barrett.
And hello, Kurt Fitzpatrick.
Hello, Les Kirkendall Barrett, and hello, Jason Bowers.
And it is our first episode of the year. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, we didn't know our last episode was the last episode of the year.
Oh,
New
yeah.
year.
Well, what happened, it's all my fault. What happened is, so the last episode I was in London. And then I went on to France. And we were supposed to do an episode while I was in France. But we were so far out in the bumfuck country. We're in the Dordogne, which is like way out. Like the place where we stayed, it's our friends who have this bed and breakfast, and there's literally 9 people in their town.
Wow.
So their internet.
Do they have a mayor?
The next town over, they do.
Oh, okay.
They have a church. There's like a road, and
The next town has a mayor.
So my internet was like really spotty. So we were supposed to record an episode, but I couldn't get enough internet and enough Wi-Fi to actually record an episode. And then we went on to Bristol, but it was already too late to drum something up. So we just took a little time off, and now we're back.
Yes,
Did you guys all have a good holiday?
Yes, it was okay. And I wanted to say that I laughing because
We had a little glitch in
we had a glitch, and now I have to repeat what I said.
Kurt had a minute-long monologue that didn't get recorded and nobody heard.
I did not. I said I saw the Golden Globes.
Oh, okay.
And I
Hollywood
asked Kurt,
current event. Yes.
And I asked Kurt, was Jacoy as bad as everybody said he was?
I understand he's a very successful comedian. I'm not familiar with him. I actually did not really know who he was until I read an article earlier this week about how he was just hired to host, and I mean he was pretty flat. I didn't think it was horrible.
I'm not super familiar. I know who he is, but I'm not familiar with his stand-up at all, so I don't know what his style is or anything. What I saw of his monologues, I didn't watch the show, but what I saw was a bunch of jokes that felt like they needed about 3 more passes before they were ready for the show.
Yeah, I thought his Taylor Swift joke, I understand the joke, it's just not really funny.
He also choked on the delivery, which fucked up his premise.
The joke was so the Golden Globes followed an NFL game, and he said, what was the joke? It was the difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL is the Golden Globes the NFL has more cutaways to Taylor Swift than the Golden Globes.
And then they cut away to Taylor Swift, who was sipping wine.
Which is kind of like a throwaway. If you just came up with a throwaway on the spot, it's that's all right, but it's not really a joke. It's not really a hilarious joke.
I heard that his big faux pas was that he blamed the writers, I guess.
That didn't sound good. Yeah, he kind of got. I mean, it's got to be really uncomfortable. I know he's pretty seasoned, but you go on stage and there's all these superstars in the audience.
Also, hosting an awards show in general is kind of a thankless job, even for the best of comedians. And then to take on that kind of job with really a week and a half notice, and you're going to the Golden Globes, which has been under such scrutiny the past couple of years, and this is their first year, not involved with the Hollywood Foreign Press, not on NBC. So there were a lot of variables there that were going to trip anybody up who took that job.
Yeah, it's a thankless job.
And the thing is, though, I think he would have served himself just initially to say, hey, you know what? I just got this job 10 days ago, and turn that into a joke and start out with that.
He did say that.
I'm sure the audience would have been on his side.
Not really. I mean, you know what it is? You get I think people who like Martin Short was in the audience and he was just laughing. He was just having a great time. Make him the host. But you know, he's probably too smart to do it. He's like, why? Why put myself through that?
Well, 10 days is not, you know,
he's
like,
not
don't the, like, for the Oscars and the other award shows, don't you, like, prepare for, like, months and months?
There's definitely more prep time for sure. Even if you're not doing, like, full-on prep with the entire team, your writers are already, like, baking ideas for jokes that are for the host. You know, the way Joe Coy is going to deliver a joke is going to be different than the way Ricky Gervais or Tina Fey and Amy Poehler did. So you're going to craft jokes that fit whoever's hosting. And if they didn't have a host that they were writing for, then you get like bad award show banter, which is what his monologue sounded like from what I heard.
But why was he hired so late in the game? Was it that hard to find
largely the strike. Like NBC had the Golden Globes for many, many years, so they have a lot of host talent in-house that they can kind of throw into a show like that, and they'll agree to do it. CBS, the only host that they had on their payroll is Stephen Colbert, and probably didn't want to do it or couldn't do it time commitment wise. It was so last minute. They didn't know when the Globes were going to happen because the strike kind of threw a monkey wrench into everything, and it was like they weren't even sure if they were going to have a host.
Right.
They didn't need a host either because really, as host, he did this big monologue, and then that was pretty much it. I think he popped up maybe once or twice throughout the next couple of hours. After the second hour, I was like, okay, that's enough. You know, this is over for me.
Yeah.
And he will be remembered for years.
No, I don't think. If you watched it, it's just like it's, you know, people criticizing it. They just want to criticize something. It fell flat. That's really as far as it went.
Well, you know who I think should have hosted the awards?
Ooh.
Black China.
Ooh.
Kurt, do you have any Black China news?
Doing a piece of China.
China.
I'm talking China.
The Black China Report. Here's Kurt Fitzpatrick.
Well, this is from eonline.com. Black China reduces her breast size in latest plastic surgery reversal procedure. Okay.
Didn't she already do that?
Yeah, I thought you already did that.
No, she just did it again. This is an article from January 1st of this year.
Okay.
So she's sharing more about her journey. After undergoing breast reduction surgery in the spring of 2023, that's what you're talking about, the former reality show, also known as Angela White, offered more information about where she is in the process as she again decreases her breast size. That's right, again. Yep, I did it again, Black China said in a video posted on Instagram December 31st. Quick story time about the breasts. So earlier this year, I was like, you know what? I want to take out my boobs. I'm kind of over it. I'm tired of fake look. They're too big for my body, too big for my frame, and it just doesn't fit me as a person anymore. So she went to the doctor. My doctor suggested that I go smaller and then smaller just to see how my skin retracts, the model continued, because if I don't do it that way, then I'll just be left with basically saggy skin, and I wouldn't like it because it would look really deformed. Black China said she decided to reduce her implant size from 585 to 385 cubic centimeters. However, she noted that the worst thing that could possibly happen happened. My left breast was encapsulated where the muscle contracted around the implant, the 35-year-old added, and it was just so painful. Black China explained she underwent her latest surgery on December 21st. We decided to go with 190 cc's, she shared. My doctor told me that I needed some type of implant because if I don't do some kind of implant, basically my boobs are just going to be mush. And once again, this is something that I'm going to have to deal with again in the next 10 years. And while Black China acknowledged these surgeries are so expensive, she noted that she's ultimately pleased with the results. All in all, though, I'm very, very happy, the entrepreneur continued, and I'm excited because I'm now part of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. So that's pretty much it for the...
I'm sorry for laughing, but just the thought of, like, mush boobs, like... kind of cracked me up.
I guess I didn't realize that she didn't get her implants taken out. She just reduced her implant size before.
But I guess the doctor told her, I guess she has to have some kind of implant though now.
You saying now she does? Yeah.
You gotta get something, yeah. Or they're gonna be mushy.
Mush boobs.
No. So she's working on it.
Good for her.
She has a little message for it says, she says, I'm really excited for 2024. Like 2023 really showed me a lot about myself, and you guys were right there and supporting me, and I just can't thank y'all enough. So
Aw, you're welcome.
Come thank us on the
Angela.
podcast, Angela White.
Angela, if you want to come and tell the fans how much you love them, you are more than welcome to come here anytime. Anytime.
That's right.
We won't make fun of mush boobs.
No, you just laugh
As
about
we
it
call
during the
them,
news
mush
story.
boobs.
By the way, no breasts are too big, Black Sean. You don't have to worry about that. Sorry about that. It was a misogynistic joke.
I know. That was Kurt that said that, everyone.
You'll be sending us letters.
At Kurt Fitzpatrick.
I apologize for that.
Is that actually your
No.
handle? I don't think that's your handle, is it? I don't want to give out somebody else's handle as we're sending ire Kurt's way. Is your handle on social media at Kurt Fitzpatrick, or isn't it Kurt Fitz or something like that?
I think it was Kurt. Well, on like Twitter or X, whatever. I haven't been on that in probably a year. I think it was at Kurt_Fitz.
There you go. Send it there. At him there.
You ever see that comedy special, Aziz Ansari, and he's got to spend like the first chunk of the special just like apologizing. I'm sorry. I learned things.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to do the same thing. I learned some things from that line, and I'm a better man because of it.
Well, there you go. Anyway, so the movie that we're talking about is called Dying for Fame.
Yeah.
Oh, the movie Fame
Yes.
with Irene Cara?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Can you talk to us a little bit about why we chose this movie, Les? Can you tell the audience why?
Yes. So the reason why we chose this movie is our lovely listener, the fabulous Samantha. She does costuming and wardrobe for movies. Mm-hmm. And I met Samantha back when I was doing my show over the summer. And Samantha listens to the podcast. And I said, on the podcast, if you come and check out my show, come and say hello after. And so Samantha came and said hello after. And she was involved with this movie, Dying for Fame. She did the wardrobe for it. And so she invited us to the director of the movie was having a casting crew screening at their house, and they were all allowed to bring a guest or two. And so Samantha reached out and invited us.
Oh, so this is someone's house.
Yeah, this is
the director's house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you all sat on like sofas and things like that?
Yeah.
And watched it? Okay.
So
I thought it was like a screening room.
So yeah, and so Samantha invited us, and I'm trying to say, yes more in 2024. And so I said, yeah, you know what? Sure, I'll come. And, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I got to tell you, it was well worth it. And I'm glad I went, and I had a great time. And it literally was the cast, some crew members, and like their significant others or plus ones. And so it was really cool. I got to tell you, hair and wardrobe did an amazing job, because a couple of the guys, like the guy that played like the stalker guy.
Yeah.
He was like smoking hot in person.
I could see that, because he looked like he was actually hot, and they had to ugly him up to be creepy.
Yeah. Oh, they really had to ugly him up.
Yeah.
He was hot.
Yeah.
And the other guy, the guy that played her friend with the glasses.
Yeah, the nerdy one. Artie?
Smoking hot.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, well, you know what it is. Les can't say anything bad about anybody in this movie now because he met everybody.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
you're
but
too
he
close to
buttered-
it, Les.
Yeah, they
You're-
buttered him up.
In fact,
Actually,
you're
here's
just
the
like
funny
Anna. You're just like Anna. You're part of the story now.
I
Yeah,
like
that's-
it.
You're less. Yeah, exactly.
And the funny thing is, the woman who played Anna, by the way, was like the sweetest person.
Oh yeah,
So
you're
nice.
such an ass. You're an ass kisser.
No,
You're easy. That's the thing. I would be too, though, probably.
no, she was very sweet.
What?
Actually, here's the thing about it, though.
Who didn't you like?
No, here's the thing about it, though. And you both have been to. I'm sure you both have been to situations before where you've gone to a party or something, and it's a cast who's worked together,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so they're all bonded.
Yeah.
So you don't know what you're going to get. This was one of those situations where everybody was very nice and very friendly, and so I had a very good experience there, and everybody was really nice, really sweet.
Did you get did you talk to any of them? Like, have a bunch of them worked on Lifetime movies in the past?
Actually, the person who I sat next to when we were watching the movie was the person who played Meg, the sister.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And when I saw her, my first thought was, I know you. Have we met before? And then I realized, oh, wait, no, I've just seen her in Life.
Was she the woman in the Jenna Dewan movie? The one about
think
like
so.
being I think she might have been like the first customer / friend that she made in town there. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Jenna
yeah.
Dewan?
Jenna Dewan, yeah. The one, it was like she was a like a dancer, and she came to this small town and opened up a dance studio, but then started
That's
like
right. And they were
she was like a
it was
call
dance
girl. Yeah.
studio /
Oh, the one. Yeah, the one that like Kelly Ripa was involved with. That one.
Yeah, Mark
They produced
Kelly and Mark's son has a part in it.
Yes.
I do. I remember that
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was funny. So yes, she was one person who I was like, I know you, and I realized, oh no, I've just seen her in
She's like, leave
Lifetime.
me alone.
She's really good.
I know you.
She actually is very, very good.
She was very good, and in person looked like way younger than they made her look on screen,
Okay.
like way younger.
Do you have to figure out like where to sit? You're like, well, I'm not sure where to sit. Does the cast sit? I don't want to sit where the
No.
producer sits, so-
I got to tell you, Samantha, if you're going to be a +1, be a +1 for Samantha, because Samantha like had it all hooked up.
She knows the people.
Noted.
Well, cool.
Yeah, no, she was really good about like introducing me and making sure that like I had food and making sure that I had a place to sit. So no, Samantha hooked me up.
Oh,
So
that's
thanks,
lovely.
Samantha.
Thank
You
Samantha.
meet the right people in the industry. Like, when I've met different people in the industry, a lot of people they're very polite. They're very nice to you because they don't know where your career is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I find.
Oh, and our Samantha is no slouch. Her name was in the opening credits.
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
good. And she's a listener. You said
Yeah.
Yes.
she listens to the show. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, so thank you. She's, and Jason, you've chatted with her
Yeah.
a bit, right?
Yeah.
I definitely wanted to come on the show.
We absolutely should have her on.
Yeah, I definitely wanted her to come on the show.
She's hinted at some sets that she didn't enjoy working on, and I would love to ask her about that while probably not specifically naming productions.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
She's not going to say.
Yeah.
Right. So no, I'd love to have her on. But yeah, and we've been to a couple of screenings before with our friend Meredith Thomas, and every time that we've been, the actors are always like very nice.
Yeah.
Like very nice, very personable.
I do fear that one of these days we are going to meet someone like a park ranger or something that we have not been so nice to, maybe. And I do fear what that will do to my psyche when that happens in the moment.
I agree.
That would be strange. I don't think you'd meet the park ranger person in the field of acting, though. You'd meet them in a different environment.
Yeah, but what if I like walk into the Walgreens that they're working at now or whatever it is? They're like, oh, you
You made fun of acting.
That's not possible. The trail's been closed for 3 years.
That's not possible. The candy aisle's been closed for 3 years.
Do you have that recording? Do you have that soundbite?
Yeah, of course I do.
That's not possible. This trail's been closed for 8 years. It's extremely dangerous.
Jeez Louise.
Yes.
I wonder how she's doing.
I gotta tell you, and we'll start talking about this. I can't lie. I didn't like that Anna was like very ruthless.
I didn't mind it.
You didn't like that?
Like, she got a lot of shit in this movie for like outing this and I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I'm not really ruining anything, for outing this influencer for having bought followers, and everyone gave her shit because this influencer then possibly took their own life as a result. It was the influencer's fault for buying the users to begin with.
Right, and not being smart about it.
It wasn't Anna's fault.
Calm down. Now, we haven't even got started.
No. I think Kurt might have different opinions.
No, I don't know.
Well, let's start.
I just like saying calm down. All right. I'm dying for fame.
Dying for fame.
So what do they do at the end of the movie? Does everybody like
actually
applaud?
So
do they applaud the commercial breaks?
Actually, everybody was yelling at the screen, laughing, making fun at some parts, and laughing and going, "Oh my God, look at you!" Telling little stories.
Stories.
Ooh.
Yeah, like, okay, and I'll tell the story.
Yeah. Insert it
when we get to the part.
Okay.
Nice.
One of the things that there was a talk of, like, when the movie started, someone from the art department was there, and she was very proud of herself because, and we'll get to the scene, there was a scene with a rat, and she was very proud of herself because she made that rat. And she's like, I can't wait to see the rat because the rat looks pretty realistic. So we spent a lot of the movie waiting for this rat to show up.
Not to, and I don't know if this would be art department or graphics or what, but literally the first scene of the movie, there is something that there was a flaw that I did notice, and I'll point it out right when we get there.
Now,
Les isn't going to get invited back to that house.
No. Well, no, and here's the deal. So one of the things that they were talking about is, so there's a scene in the gym where he takes his clothes off.
Yes. Remember it well.
And so what happened, and they told us this, is they were running out of time. And so what they did is they were in a parking lot, like an indoor parking lot, and they turned that indoor parking lot and made it look like a gym. And he took his clothes off, and he said he was worried because it was in an indoor parking lot.
Oh. Okay.
Which I was like, oh my God, that's... So they were telling me the shoot was like 11 days long. So there were a lot of things that they kind of had to, jimmy together and make do.
That makes sense.
Because they were on limited time.
Yeah.
So and I've always said this about Lifetime movies in general too. A lot of times they're kind of aware of what they are, so there's no like pretense there.
Yeah.
So so that was kind of cool. So so everybody was very, and that was like, everybody's like, yeah, it was an 11-day shoot. So,
wow.
Oh no, I'll be honest.
All right, let's
I'll be
get
honest
started.
about it, but it was actually very entertaining watching it with people like yelling at the screen and stuff.
Yeah.
That was actually fun.
You should have said, shh, I'm trying to watch the movie.
But can I start the recap only because my thing that I noticed was literally in the first shot of the movie?
Yes.
So we open on this attractive woman, and she's like in a gym, but she's like live streaming to her fan base. And the character's name is Juliet, and she says, "Hey everyone, it's Juliet." But her screen name was Jasmine_ODE23. Why was Juliet's screen name Jasmine? And she was a famous influencer that didn't have a screen name with her name in it.
Huh. I don't know. I didn't pick up on that.
That was all.
That's a good question.
But I noticed it right out of the gate. So I was a little concerned at first, but the movie won me over.
Now, she was not there.
Oh,
Juliet was
not.
not there. Okay.
She was not there.
where was she?
I don't know. She wasn't there that night.
Fell off her roof.
So she's in the gym. Yeah, so she's on the treadmill. She's taking selfies. It's an empty gym late at night, but it is a Lifetime movie after all. And she's still doing selfies. She does like an off the shoulder selfie.
She's like spraying herself to make it look like she was sweating from the workout.
Yep. Yeah. And she's doing all this in like the locker room. And so then she walks out of the locker room and there's a bunch of candles and flowers. And like I said, I wrote the note that hair and makeup was good because that guy, he looked really creepy. He's like this really creepy guy, but in person he was smoking hot. But
Weren't there any creepy looking people available?
I know, right?
Justice
And
for
so-
creepers.
Exactly. I'm an advocate for creepy looking guys. I want them to find work.
Then of course she starts running.
Yeah.
Right.
Whenever you want to try to show romance to a woman, she runs.
She starts running, and then the other guy, Ryan, who he was there, and he was very hot.
Yes.
So Ryan runs out and scares the guy away. So then we're at a bar, and we see Anna. And so Anna, her name was Dylan, really, but we see Anna. And this guy comes and hits on her, and she's not having it.
No.
She's not having it at all.
And to be fair, she shut him down nicely at first, but he kept pressing on. So then she was just really blatant in her shutting him down and was kind of a bitch about it, but I was here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said he was pretty, and so that was pretty much all he heard.
Well, he didn't get that. Yeah, he didn't get it.
He was pretty.
He was on to the next.
So then she goes in the bathroom, and she sees this girl, and she's like puking in the toilet. And I was like, oh yeah, this is a Lifetime movie. We see stuff like that.
So she held her hair.
And so she goes and she's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And then she realizes it's a TV star. So she starts taking pictures of her.
Not just a teenage star, an underage TV star who should have been served alcohol at a bar.
Yeah. But this is LA, so that happens all the time. There was back in the day, there was this TV star, this girl who used to hang out at Motherlode, and she was also caught puking, but she was puking out in front of Motherlode.
Oh, okay.
And it ended up in one of the tabloids.
Oh, really?
Anyway.
Sounds like this was
Tell me off the air.
public.
Yes,
No,
I'll
he
tell you
said-
off air.
he
Oh,
said
actually,
it
yeah. If it was
public.
if it was in the news, who was it?
But this was like years ago. This was like 20 years ago.
But it was public information. So who was it?
So I'll tell you off air.
She grew up to be Helen Mirren. No, I
Helen
No,
Mirren
she's
hangs
not-
out
she's
of
not a soap
Motherlode.
opera.
she's a soap opera.
Okay.
So we don't even know who she is.
She's not a soap opera.
Okay.
So the next day she goes to work, and her nerdy friend Artie, who I also say was actually smoking hot in person, he
We should point out that where she works is like a gossipy, like almost like a Perez Hilton or TMZ kind of blog.
Like a TMZ, Radar Online sort of.
It was called Hot Goss.
Yeah. And so she shows him the picture, and he's like, well, okay, that's great that you're getting the cover, but isn't this going to affect her contract? And Anna's like, whatever. Anna's like, oh, well, whatever. And the line that I liked is, she's like, it wasn't that I tainted her drink. And then she's like, this time. And so then she's like, and she's kind of like, well, that's the deal. So then they're in the office.
Well,
they're in like an office
board
meeting.
Yeah.
A work meeting. So the boss is partners with the director. So that was her house that I was at that night.
Oh, right on. I feel like we've seen the boss before. Has she been in other Lifetime movies?
Yes.
Okay.
She
looks like a former soap star or something too, or maybe current.
She was another one. When I met her, in my head, I was like, I know you. And then I realized, no, I've just seen you in a lot of things.
Yeah.
So the boss is like, she's going over stories, and then she's like, good job, Anna. You're ruthless and we like it. That's how, and you all need to be more like her.
Right.
And so, so then she was like, okay. So someone had brought up, well, what about legal? And she's like, oh, you know what? We'll worry about that later.
Yeah. Well, she just saw the look on Artie's face and already said it before he had a chance to ask, I think.
Yeah, he raised his hand.
Yeah. But then she moves on and she assigns Anna to go interview this influencer, Juliet, that we saw at the beginning of the movie. And look for a scandal.
And then I love, after she gave Anna her assignment, she's like, Anna, you need to go home and take a shower because you smell like a dispensary.
I enjoyed it as like a nice little dig, but I did kind of want it to be a plot point at some point. That she's a pothead. Well, that Anna's a pothead. I thought that was going to play in the movie somehow.
Well, she'd been up all night, so I thought she was out like partying it up.
But if you're out all night, you're not smoking pot. That's not what you're doing all night.
Yeah, exactly. Like, wouldn't she be sleepy?
Yeah, if she said like, Anna, you've got a little something on your nose, then that's a different story.
Oh. Well, that was later in the movie.
Well, and they hinted at the girl when the underage TV star was in the bathroom. There were two other girls that came out of the stall that both rubbed their nose like they had just done a line.
Yeah, I saw that. They were. I guess that's how people stay up all night.
Well,
got to do it.
So,
right.
so Juliet. So Anna's like researching Juliet, and she calls Artie to come over and help her out. And Juliet is supposedly like this incredible party person. Like, they were like, one time she had birds fly out of her dress at a party, and
that must have been uncomfortable,
right?
For the birds.
And so, and then we find out that her boyfriend, that the guy in the gym was her boyfriend Ryan, and he's like a workout influencer, but he got caught juicing.
Oh.
And then Artie has like a little attack of conscience, and he's like, well, doesn't it kind of bother you sometimes what we have to do? And Anna's like, nope, they deserve it. And then she goes into a monologue on why social media is evil.
Well, she says, what have they done?
She was self-important as fuck in this scene.
Yes,
I kind of wanted to smack her.
She says, because they were blessed with looks, that's it. What have they done?
But then she looks at Juliet's social, And she starts looking at her followers, and she realizes that the followers all have kind of like similar pages and stuff. And then she realizes that a lot of Juliet's followers are bots.
I'm scared of bots.
So then
Why?
Anna goes to Juliet's house.
Wait,
and
I want to
Juliet
know
has,
why
like, this-
Kurt is scared of bots.
Well, yeah, Kurt.
I'm scared of AI in general. I keep hearing about AI.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, AI
And I
and bots
just
are
think-
different things.
Well, I just assume a bot is like a minor version of an AI. It's a little
Kind
robot.
of.
Or
I mean, it's a programming code that you can use to create fake followers, essentially.
Yeah.
It's a troublesome thing. I just worry about this.
And then bots also
Yeah.
like text you and try to like say, "Is this Charlene? Oh, this isn't Charlene's number. I have the wrong number. Well, my name is Jaja. Who was this?"
Yeah.
Those are bots too.
And bots
Do you ever
are,
get those texts?
and Grinder
Yeah.
is littered with bots. There's,
Oh, really?
There's just all that's on there are bots. No tops at all.
Really?
Never mind.
Oh.
Right over your heads. Right over your heads.
Bottoms.
Thank
We
you,
said
Kurt.
bots.
Oh,
I knew it.
those
you.
kind of bots.
Thank you, Kurt.
Those kind of bots.
Jesus.
Well, well, anyway, Juliet has this fabulous
Now I understand how Joe Coy felt last night.
But Joe Coy got booed though.
I'm sure there are
Don't
people
boo him.
booing me at home right now.
But they're still listening. Was he booed? I didn't know he was booed.
Yes.
Who booed him? Taylor Swift?
It was his Barbie when he made the Barbie joke, he got booed.
Oh.
When he said that Barbie was about big boobs.
Yeah, boobs. I don't know. I think he sold out Madison Square Garden.
He's a very
recently.
successful stand-up. I just am not familiar with his work.
I think
And
he
he-
does stuff about his family. Like he does kind of like from what I read, he does like
About being
PG-13.
like Filipino. He
Yeah,
does a
like
lot
family
about
stuff. It's
a
probably funny.
Filipino, coming from a Filipino family.
And that other guy who was on the Golden Globes, Fluffy, whatever his real name is, but they call him Fluffy. He's huge. He sells out,
Gabriel
like,
Iglesias.
stadiums. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's very, very huge. I know that.
He's been around forever.
He's been around for a while. Yeah. Fluffy. Anyway.
Oh, so we find out that because of Juliet being an influencer, they get like a huge discount on this fabulous apartment. Which, influencers, I guess, are known for getting like a shit ton of money.
Yeah, because they
But-
get basically if they talk about products and whatnot in their feed, they can either charge for that or do that in exchange for actual product.
But as an influencer, your shelf life is you don't have a long shelf life, though.
Probably not.
I have no idea.
I would
I know
assume
that.
it's similar to being a model.
I have a friend who's an influencer, and I have a cousin who's an influencer.
Now, who
And
knows? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
and so yeah, it's like my one friend who's an influencer. He has this shtick. Oh, and actually, this person, Kurt. So my one friend has this shtick, right? And he wanted to change his shtick to something else, but he can't because it costs him viewers.
Yeah.
So
Is this,
that's kind of
Kevin you're talking about?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he's a public. You can say his name. He's out there. He's a public figure.
No, I know, but
But he probably doesn't want to say that what he wants to change his chick from and to.
Whoops. Oh, we didn't say that. I wasn't thinking about that.
I'll just
All right.
say it's a gilded cage.
All right, I don't understand that.
I
so
don't
it's
understand
fine.
that either.
Nobody else will.
Oh, you've never heard that saying, a gilded cage?
No.
Where it's
No, but
like,
there's the Gilded Age. Isn't that a show?
But also, if we're trying to not explain what this guy does and doesn't want to do, maybe we shouldn't go into greater detail to explain your joke.
Yeah. And note to self, when someone is being coy
Thank you.
about identifying someone, I shouldn't then go identify them.
Yes.
So I know that for the future.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, Les,
coy.
if you wouldn't tell us information that it was in public record and actually written about in the news about who was drunk at Motherlode, then why are you giving dirt on somebody that may not want information public?
I don't think the person throwing up in Motherlode, I don't think it's a famous person, though, so I don't think it's even...
Yes, no, this person's famous.
And this was... All right, let's just leave it alone.
All right.
This poor person was throwing up in front of it. We're still talking about him. Was it Kevin who was throwing up? Was it Kevin?
At Motherlode. Actually, I have been to Motherlode with Kevin. He used to live around the corner from me.
Oh, great. More... Where Kevin's going to sue us. He's doing
Well, good luck with that. Sue me. You're not going to get any money. Anyway... So, so they had this nice apartment because they posted about it and they got like this major discount.
Yeah.
And so, and then they're talking about getting security involved and stuff now. And we see Ryan yelling at Juliet. And he's yelling as he's leaving. But then as he's leaving, he looks over at Anna and they give each other the look, the Hallmark movie look that people give each other when they first meet. And you can tell they're going to fall in love.
Oh, I didn't take that from this look at all. I took that from he doesn't trust her or know who she is or why she's there. Or he does know why she's there and still doesn't trust her.
You're talking about Ryan and Anna?
Yeah.
Yes.
When he's like running down the stairs with his gym bag all pissy.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Anna and Juliet are talking, and Anna notices a bruise on Juliet's leg. And they're talking, and then Anna's like, "Hey, Juliet, I noticed that all of your fans joined all at the same time. Your fans aren't real, are they? You bought them." And then Juliet kind of cops to it, but then she's like, "Oh, but by the way, that's not important because I have a stalker." And then Anna's like, "Oh, well, whatever." So what? That's your fault. Basically, that's what she said.
Even though I don't think anything Anna did in this movie as a character were necessarily wrong, even morally wrong, Anna was kind of a C word through most of the movie.
Oh, damn.
Anna was.
When she was like, when she was like, "Anna, I have a stalker," Anna was basically like, "Oh, well, too bad.
Yeah.
So sad."
Yeah.
Basically, it was like, yeah, it comes with the territory. Like, she was an asshole. She was a pure asshole. She wasn't wrong about anything she said or did, but she was rude.
And so, so then Juliet's like, "Hey, you know what, Anna? Why didn't you come to my next party?" Or wasn't she more like, "Come to my next party and he's probably going to be there"?
Yeah.
And then she was like, "And he has a star tattoo."
They just let anybody in, I guess.
And Anna had these, and actually Juliet had all of her fans had a name, and they were called Romeos.
No, the Stalkers had a group.
Oh, that's okay. That's right.
It was like, it wasn't just like one stalker. It was like there was a subreddit or something of, "Hey, we're all stalkers. Let's all band together and stalk It didn't make any sense the way they explained it in the movie.
I got confused.
But I didn't really care. but they were all sort of like of the same pack.
And the sad thing is,
confused.
I'm sure that something like that exists in real life.
Yeah.
No, I hope not. That's
Well,
bleak.
there's someone running
There's
for
a-
president.
Okay.
Same kind of thing. Really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stalkers.
So no, I'm sure that stuff like that, like, like it's not an isolated into like there are groups like that all over the place.
Disturbing. Well, get out of those groups, people. There you go. I've saved America. I zoned out during that part too. I didn't really understand. They're talking about the people that were there with the Romeos, and once it was over, I was like, well, I guess that'll be explained to me later.
I mean, okay, if I understood it correctly, it started with some guy that was stalking some other famous internet personality, and they actually ended up in love and are still together today, but he had a star tattoo. But all of these other people that were like have become infatuated with influencers, they now too are doing the same thing and following their influencers, and they just love them so much. They just want the most for them, but they've all got that star tattoo, and it always ends up crossing the line.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I did kind of.
So then Anna goes ahead and reports that Juliet has fake followers anyway.
Yep.
And so the next day, Anna goes to work, and Artie's like, guess what? You've gone viral because of you reporting this. And he's like, and Anna's losing a bunch of followers, but look, you're gaining a bunch of followers. You've gained thousands of followers overnight. And so then we cut to Juliet's party, and nobody, like, it's really lame. Nobody showed up. Juliet's bummed.
There's a couple people there.
Couple people, but the kind of people that you don't want at your party.
And they were all kind of posting about how lame it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's no fun. They need to get up and, make it interesting. It's their fault that it's lame.
So then Juliet does like a post, and she says like she's sorry for lying. I'm sorry. Can you guys forgive me? Da, 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 da. And then Juliet sees someone, and then we see the sidewalk, and the sidewalk is getting closer and closer and closer. And then in the next scene, we find out that Juliet is dead.
I see dead people.
Yes. But then, like, Anna's listening to the radio, and people are pissed at her. And they're like, it's her fault. She wrote about her, blah, 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 blah.
What station is she listening to? Is she listening to, like,
That's not a real station in
radio.
LA.
NPR she's listening to?
I don't.
It looked like she was listening to satellite radio. Actually.
Well, no, she was on 92.9, which I don't believe is a station in LA. Let me double check though, but I don't recall it from my time working in the industry.
Yeah, wasn't it 92.1?
It was 92.9.
The real station was 92.1.
Well, there is a station 92.1, but she was listening to 92.9. I took note of it.
So she gets to work. Artie's acting kind of weird, and he's like, "You have a gift." And so this was the part where, like, watching it, everyone was like, "Here's the part, here's the part, here's the part," because the woman from the art department Anna opens up the box, and it's a star, but then there's a dead rat in the box. And so the woman from the art department was very proud of this rat because she made that rat from scratch.
It looked real.
Is that where this happens? Oh, yeah, it does. I see that.
Yeah.
Rat in the box. You're right.
And the rat did look like a rat. Looked like a dead rat.
So how did she sculpt a rat?
She didn't say, but she was very proud of it because she basically made it.
I did think it was real. I mean, it looked real.
Mm. So I like seeing people proud of their work.
Did she make it by euthanizing a real rat and then putting that rat in a box?
I don't think so.
Okay.
She made a rat. I wonder if
Then
people,
they have to put a thing at the end of the movie. No animals were harmed in this movie.
I wonder if there are people who
they
are
do
jealous. I wonder if there are people who are jealous and bitter of her career. Be like, I could make a rat. I made rats for years. She gets all the
rats.
She gets all the rat work.
Oh, so then I love that the boss is like, oh well, comes with the job. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because the boss invites her in. Anna's kind of upset, so the boss invites her into the office and gives her a drink.
Yeah, like a glass of whiskey or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something heavy.
And so the boss is like, you know what? Don't, just let it go. Don't worry about it. And then I like the part at the end when Anna's leaving on the job and the boss like, and don't let me catch you drinking on the job again.
Yeah. Did you see the Apple computer? They had a laptop and they like covered up the little apple with like a square.
Mm-hmm. They do that a lot though.
So then Anna goes to Juliet's house and Meg is like yelling at her, like, it's your fault. And by the way, I convinced her to buy the box, you bitch.
What'd you do in like her big scenes? Because you were sitting right next to her. Did you like reach over and squeeze her knee?
Or vice versa?
Like when her like big scenes were going on.
No, actually, what was kind of funny is like when like big scenes came on, sometimes people just start laughing.
Okay.
Just because, like, wow, I was doing this during this part, and remember when like there were like different anecdotes and different stories and stuff, and remember when it was really cold.
I wonder if Oppenheimer gets screened like that, like the cast and crew come over and just start laughing
Oh,
and laughing at everything.
Sure.
And then
Christopher Nolan seems like he totally has a sense of humor about his work.
Yeah, he looks like a light guy.
Did you see that story in the news last week? There, I guess one of the Peloton instructors was like ripping apart Tenet, like during a class like 4 years ago, and he was in a class recently and was watching that thing. It was like getting torn apart, so they had to apologize to him. Yeah,
oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Did you see the story? Matt Damon apparently was in like couples therapy with his wife, and they had an agreement that he would not work for a while unless he got offered a role by Christopher Nolan, and then he was.
Oh, did not see that. No.
Yeah.
No. Well, must be nice to even have that option. I'm just not going to work until I get a job by Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, that's an interesting hall pass to have with your spouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. He worked that into the negotiations with his spouse.
Oh, so I said the part where Meg is like, I convinced her to buy the box. So then Anna goes home and she turns her phone on and she realizes that she has a message from Juliet. And Juliet, and this is before Juliet died, of course, and Juliet is thanking Anna for outing her because Juliet was like, I kind of wanted to get out of this and I haven't been happy doing this for a while. So you actually have done me a favor by outing me. So then,
and she
Anna
even says like, "Oh, let's grab a drink sometime." Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I was like, "Wait, is she still alive?" Because we didn't see her actually fall to her death.
Yeah, I thought maybe she was still alive.
No. And it is a Lifetime movie, so stranger things have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then, instead of Google, she's got it's called Queeroo.
And so
Yeah.
then she's looking at the pics of that group of freaky people with the star tattoos.
Was this before or after she called Artie and told him to come over?
This was after.
Oh.
And then she starts getting texts. And then like the texts are fucking with her, so she decides to fuck with the person back. Which I actually kind of like.
Oh, I do that
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
when I get spam calls or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get these weird like WhatsApp, some like random people.
So yeah, so the person's saying stuff, and she's totally fucking with him back, and he's like, and what was it like? He said something like, "I want to come over," and she's like, "Well, do it." And then he's like, "I'm outside,"
Uh oh, that's not so funny.
and then she's like, "Oh shit." so then she's walking around her apartment. She hears a noise, but it ends up being Artie. And for a few minutes, she's actually suspicious of Artie. And Artie's like, "Why are you suspicious? You're the one that invited me to come over." And then she's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, you're right."
Dumbass.
And
Hey Les, did you watch this movie twice then?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
because I couldn't, I couldn't
Yeah.
sit in the living room and take notes.
Yeah.
You just ask him to pause. He'd pause for a second. I need to write something down.
Everybody keep it down. I gotta. Yeah. Okay.
And so, then she then she's talking about, the creepy stalker and their tattoos. And then she's like, "You know what? I don't think she killed herself." And then she was like, she did have these crazy fans. Maybe one of them did it.
I did doubt that because they did find a body and,
But at that point, she's like, people are so creepy, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
So then she goes to the cops, and it's one of our typical Lifetime cops. Like, how dare you make me work?
He was, of all of the lifetimey things about this movie, we had gaslighting, as we always do, and we had the cop that doesn't believe the very credible story.
Yeah.
I can't believe anything.
Like, she had receipts and everything.
But we didn't have any black hoodies. And I asked Samantha about that last week, about something she worked on. I said, "Oh, were there black hoodies?" And she made it sound like not on her watch, like she doesn't like them.
That's right. No, we had a conversation about that.
So I need to find out what did she say?
No. Oh, this is what she said. She said, "I have a black hoodie rule, and it's because of your podcast."
What?
So she's not allowing people to wear them?
She does not do black hoodies on her set.
So Lifetime
Right.
movies aren't. There's no black hoodies in Lifetime movies because of our podcast.
Not on all Lifetime movies.
Listen,
just her
Samantha, I implore you, use the black hoodies. It is a staple. It is a comfort food. Not having a black hoodie in a Lifetime movie is like going through the holiday season without hearing Mariah Carey at least once. You need the black hoodie.
But you know what Samantha did? She gave me a merch idea. I think she said she mentioned it to you too.
She mentioned something. I don't remember what it was.
A mug.
I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it off
Okay.
mic. But and it's a good merch idea.
Okay.
Well, we're not broadcasting. Wow, I didn't know we had such an influence over these.
But yeah,
Kurt, does this make us
she-
influencers?
I think it
right?
does. Well, I'm going to sleep well tonight, knowing that I feel like I'm part of what's made it an impact on our society.
Right. But yeah, she has a no black hoodie rule.
That's not bad. All right. I guess that might prevent people from buying hoodies. I don't know if that matters, but
I feel like other
Maybe it
people
does.
will be encouraged to buy them.
Yeah.
I like hoodies.
Oh, I love hoodies.
I do too.
I got a couple here. In fact,
I love a hoodie and a beanie and a V-neck sweater.
This is my Night of Terror hoodie.
It's nice.
Is that like a face on it?
It's got a face because this is the Halloween thing I worked at, and there's a creature behind it. I guess we'll have this on our Instagram.
Oh my gosh, it's a very busy black hoodie.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's gray. Wait, Jason has a hoodie as well.
I've got
Jason
well,
has
I
one.
just did laundry and I
some
haven't
hoodies?
folded yet. This one is my Sydney World Pride hoodie.
Oh,
So we got to get this
an
up on
international black
Yeah,
hoodie.
got the nice logo.
Hmm.
I have one I just bought. Hold on. Those are pants. Hold on. I have a purple hoodie. Not that one.
Oh,
He's
Been wearing
looking
a lot.
for
It's
a
been
purple
cold in
hoodie.
LA, like very cold in LA. So I've been wearing hoodies a lot.
it has been.
And the thing about
How cold?
hoodies is they get caught on everything. The hood, when you work on bikes like I do, they get caught on like bike handles all the time. And then I have this one. This is my
Okay, that says
Nike Training Studio.
WeHo.
WeHo.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
That's West Hollywood, Kurt.
Yes. That's where I work.
Yeah,
out.
I knew that.
Free plug.
Where you're going to go to the Abbey and eat cake.
Yes, I look forward to that.
You just had a hood. This is like our hoodie fashion show montage.
Right?
Yes.
I think
For your
we should start working in montages into the podcast.
Right. We'll have a hoodie montage.
For your listening pleasure. But I said we could put that up on Instagram.
The montage?
Yes.
All right.
Pictures of the hoodies so people can check the Instagram. All right, good.
Oh, anyway,
I'm ready for more.
so the lazy cop is like, yeah, whatever. You're stupid.
Oh, was he at the party too?
No, he was not.
Oh, okay.
A couple of the actors weren't there. He was not there.
One thing I did appreciate about this movie is there was diversity in casting, and it didn't need to be commented on in the script. Because
No,
the
not at all.
lead was a Asian American woman, and the detective was an Asian American man.
Yes, Detective Gwen
Yes.
or Wen. I think it's pronounced Wen. Oh, and then he was basically treating her like, "Why are you bugging me?"
Yeah.
You know, like,
He basically acted like she also was responsible for Juliet's death. Like he
Yeah.
was on board with that narrative and wanted to investigate not one bit further.
right.
I felt
He's
like he had
well,
I feel like he had an easy job, and it's like he's like, I don't really have to work until somebody comes in and gives me something to do. So get the hell out of here. I don't feel like doing anything today.
So then Anna goes back to Juliet's house, and Meg is like, "Why are you here?" And she's like, "I don't think she killed herself." And Meg is like, "You're wrong. She killed herself. She caught Ryan juicing again, and he was trying to get her to go into OnlyFans." And I was like, "Oh, an OnlyFans reference."
I loved that.
I guess that was supposed to be dirty.
Well,
yeah.
OnlyFans is porn. You do porn on OnlyFans sometimes.
Most times.
Well, I have not looked at OnlyFans.
I have.
No, there's like,
I'll own
you
it.
do porn.
Yeah.
I have looked at OnlyFans, and it's mostly porn.
Go on.
Like the internet at large. If there are things you could do on the internet besides porn, but most of it's porn.
Yeah. And so Anna gets in the elevator, and then the creepy stalker gets in the elevator with her.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I was standing outside of your apartment." And she's like, "Whatever, you freak." So the door opens up. Someone walks in, and so she runs out, and the other person like walks in and into him. And she's running. She gets to her car. She gets in her car. When she's in the car, she's like breathing kind of heavy and kind of trying to collect herself.
I like this. She was like running, like got away from this guy. She gets in her car, and then she just sits. Like that, like I would have kept on going. Like, okay, you got ahead of this guy. Start your car now.
Well, yeah, then he runs up on the car.
You had to warm up the car a little bit. It's been cold in LA.
True, fair.
So there you go.
So then
How cold has it been there? Have we?
It's really cold.
It's cold
Like
for
50
LA.
degrees?
It's not. It's very cold during the day. Like it's super rare, even at this time of year, that the temperatures are below 60 degrees. But today was like 55, I think. So it's getting cold at night. So I guess it's record temperatures for these dates, but I've definitely felt colder weather here than we've had.
But it's cold. Brr.
55 degrees.
Brr. I got frostbite.
Did not. Okay, so she drives off.
So she drives off and then she goes to work. Say one thing about Anna, but Anna has a very good work ethic. She goes to work.
That's good.
So she asks Artie, so she wants to do more investigations on Ryan, and Artie has like a little crush on Ryan. So she's like, hey, Artie, where does Ryan work out? And Artie, of course, tells her. And she goes to his gym. He's punching a punching bag, and he's like, no comment. And then she's like, you know what? I don't think she killed herself. I think something happened to her. And then Ryan is like, well, it's your fault. And this is the scene that they were talking about that was actually filmed in an indoor parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have time to go back to the gym, so they set it all up to look like a gym.
Well, then she follows him in the locker room, and he's buck naked.
And he said he really was like scantily clad, and he was worried, a little nervous because it was in a parking lot.
His twig and berries were hanging out. And she insisted he wear a towel. Well, he must not have been, when they were actually filming it, he wasn't bare ass.
I didn't know if he was naked. Like, I didn't know if there was schlongage shown, but he said he was pretty, like...
Schlongage?
Scantily clad.
There was no schlongage. Okay. I wouldn't think so. You wouldn't have to have...
We could have, like, a sock.
Oh, it was filmed from the waist up, it seemed.
But you could have, like, a sock, there's a name for it.
Red Hot Chili Peppers used to do that. They would put like a sock on their schlong collectively.
Yes, as on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Anna's like, listen, I was chased by her stalker, and she had a stalker, and the stalker chased me too. So maybe the stalker did it. And then she goes to the parking lot. And a car tries to run her over. And so then she goes back to the police and she's like, listen, somebody tried to run me over, and the police is even more annoyed.
Yeah. What I didn't understand at this point in the movie, though, and I realize there's suspension of disbelief in this kind of film, but that, like, Juliet lived in this, like, pretty nice, like, high-rise loft-type building that would presumably have some kind of security cameras throughout the facility. She's at this... Juliet was being stalked at this high-end gym earlier in the movie, which, again, presumably would have some sort of security cameras installed in the corridors. And again, this parking garage, no security. There were no security cameras anywhere in this movie.
No, there were none. And I agree, like, in this day and age, there would be security cameras. For sure.
Right.
Because, and haven't we seen movies where the person or the stalker or whatever has even gone and, like, messed the footage up?
Yeah, or gone and planted their own miniature cameras that are 10 feet tall.
Yes.
We've seen that a lot.
Yeah.
That's right. They come in with their own security cameras.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So-
probably why they didn't have security cameras in that building. They've all been bought up by these other people who are, doing the spying.
Oh, okay.
There's limited supply out there.
That makes sense. Yeah. Hard to get cameras in LA.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so the cop was really annoyed that he had to work. Like, really annoyed. And so Anna goes home, and the stalker Holden is at her house. And he's like, okay, I need help because someone's stalking me. Someone's in I'm the stalker, but there was someone like that was in my apartment stalking me.
The stalker becomes the stalkee.
Yeah. And then the stalker's like, okay, Juliet was murdered. And he's like, I know that she wouldn't kill herself. And then he goes on to tell her, he was like, I was hired by someone to stalk her. And they sent me money, they sent me a key card, and he's like, and I think it was her boyfriend that hired me.
How do you get a job like that?
LinkedIn.
Right?
What's that?
LinkedIn.
I was looking at your LinkedIn profile, and you look really disturbing. I have a job for you.
Yeah.
So then Anna's in her car, and she's basically, she sees Ryan, and Ryan like calls her, and she's actually like in her car looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, where you at? And then he invites her out for a drink.
Ooh.
So they go to a bar and they're having a drink.
And she ordered a vodka cran, and that bartender should be fired immediately because she was handed a glass with no ice in it.
Right.
I don't want a vodka cran with no ice. Fuck you.
Right. It's like, what?
You get more product in it, though. Without
It's like, where are you?
Warm and
England?
gross, though.
Because in the UK, a lot of times they'll give you a glass with no ice.
For a mixed drink?
But sometimes.
Ugh.
It's like, how dare you, sir? We're in California. We like ice in our drinks.
You're like Harrison Ford in A Clear and Present Danger. He's talking to the president. He says, how dare you, sir?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't even drink, and I like ice in my drinks too, though.
Nobody wants a warm vodka drink. That's gross.
If I was going to order a drink, I'd want a lot of product in it. So if they put ice in it, that means I'm going to get less product.
If you go to Motherlode, the drink will be strong enough that it will even out.
All right,
it'll burn the ice and then a hole in the glass.
And it'll make you vomit, and you'll be written about in tabloids that Les won't tell us about 20 years later.
All right, it's a plan.
So he says, so Ryan's like, listen, I wasn't juicing, first of all. And he's like, the stuff was like, someone planted it in my bag. And then he said, and there's no way that I could have killed her because we had a fight. And so that night, I went to a bar and I actually hooked up with someone else. And so then someone else from the bar walks up to Anna. He's like, I know who you are. And he starts shit talking her. And he's like, it takes trash to write trash. And then didn't Ryan like grab him and pound his head against the bar?
Pounded his head a couple times, yeah.
Yeah, like Ryan basically defended Anna's honor.
But he literally took the guy to like beat his head against the bar like a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then Anna's like, listen.
I know a bartender who did that. A bartender, he grabbed the guy's both his hands and banged his head against the bar. Man.
You know a bartender that did that?
I do. Yeah, I know a guy. I don't think he works as a bartender anymore, but
it's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah.
Like some shit talking, you just grab him and like, boom, boom. It's like, what do you got to say now?
Oh, this guy can handle himself.
So Anna stops Ryan and she's like, listen, you dummy, do you want to go to jail? Like, if you get caught doing this, you're going to go to jail. So they're outside and then they start kissing. And
well, it basically goes from like, you could get in a lot of trouble for that to like, but thank you for doing that for me. And they're like making out.
Right. And then we see Artie in the bushes taking pictures.
He's a nerd.
So the next day, she wakes up and she's next to Ryan. They've done the deed.
Yeah.
They did it.
And then the cops call, and the cop actually did some work. And he's like, well, guess what? We found the car that tried to run you over, and it's registered to Ryan. And then the cop's like, but he says that his car was stolen. And then she starts going through his stuff, and she finds his keys, and she finds some steroids. And he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, okay, first of all, here are your keys, and I found steroids. And he's like, well, I was on foot. He's like, that's why I was walking when you saw me, because someone stole my car. And he's like, and I reported the car stolen right away. And he's like, well, I was at Juliet's house because since I didn't have a car to go to the gym, that was the closest gym. So he was that obsessed with working out that he had to go to his dead girlfriend's home gym.
Yeah, he's always going to the gym.
Yeah. Not mad about it.
So
I was getting inspired. I thought, geez, I should be going to the gym like that guy does.
Right.
So it
oh, and then he was like, don't print that I was using steroids or that's going to ruin me. And then she asked him, did you pay the stalker to stalk? Did you pay Holden to stalk me? But then the next day, or that day, she goes into work and she's on the front cover of her own tabloid with her making out with Ryan. And she goes to Artie, and because Artie's the one that posted it, and she was like, well, why did you do that? And then she goes to the boss, and the boss is like, well, I didn't know why you're mad. This is what we do.
Yep.
So then Anna quit. And Artie was like, I'm sorry, but you would have done the same thing.
Did you notice when she started packing up? I actually thought this was going to be a plot point because earlier in the movie, when she got the dead rat, she threw the note. There was a star away in her trash can. And then when she started packing up, she grabbed her trash can and was putting stuff in that to pack up. And there was trash in there. Mm-hmm. I thought that was somehow going to play in, like that note was still in the can and somehow played a role in the movie, but it did not.
I thought that was strange too. Like she gets to keep the trash can, or did she have to supply her own trash can for her office?
I don't know.
A little cubicle.
But also, even if she's taking it, whether it's hers or not, she's like, I'm taking all my possessions plus whatever trash I had thrown away that's in here now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
where are we at here?
Oh, so then she gets a phone call. Meg calls her and tells her to come over. So she goes over to Meg's house, and Holden, the stalker, is running out, and Meg is crying, and Holden's like, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. I didn't do anything. And he's like, she said she had something for me, and I came over. And then Meg is like, he tried to attack me. Oh, my God. And then she pushes him off the balcony, and he basically, like, hit the stairs as he's falling down. Yeah. There's a lot of laughter in that part of the room when he's hitting the stairs.
He fell down multiple stories in that staircase.
Yeah.
And hit things on his way down.
Yeah.
Because he was doubly dead. So So the cop, so this stupid ass cop, he's checking everything, called the cops, and he's like, it's so Shakespearean.
Yeah.
Like, what's that all about, asshole? So Shakespearean.
But he totally
like,
believes Meg's story.
Yeah. And then Meg is like, well, Anna saved me. And then who was Meg the one that said that they found the suicide note?
No,
That
she was on the phone, or no, as she was saying goodbye to the cop, she asked if the suicide note had a match, like a handwriting match, and he said no, they found the note on his computer.
Okay.
Oh no, it was printed out, wasn't it? It was like some kind of.
No, it was. He said they
On the
found
computer.
the note on the computer. Basically, Anna was like, "Oh, maybe there's a handwriting match to prove that he's not the one that sent me this fucking rat."
But then we see some sort of a flash, and Meg is talking to him, and then she bashes her head against the mirror, and then is like, "Help, help!" When Anna, it's like it was some sort of a flashback.
It's basically
Yeah.
Meg trying to frame the stalker.
Yeah. So Meg is like to Anna, "Hey, do you want a drink?" And Anna's like, I need to get something. Anna's like sensing something's going on, so she's like, "I need to get something out of my car. I gotta go."
Right.
But then Meg is like, "Well, no, why don't you come up on the roof to have a drink?" And Anna is like starting to realize that, oh my God, Meg did that.
Well, she suggests going to the roof because Meg was testing out that key card to see if it actually had access to the building. And then Meg finds her.
Cop was right. Something is rotten in Denmark.
Right.
That's how she
So,
felt.
so then she ends up on the roof with Meg, and then Anna's like, "You did it," and then they start arguing, and then Meg is like, "I did it because I had to keep her trending."
Well, she wanted to push Anna like off the. I think she wanted to push Anna off the ledge. So she's like, "Anna, look at this beautiful view." No, you have to come a little closer. You have to come a little closer.
You
But
can
then
see
you
it from
gotta
all the way over
stand
there.
You got to stand up and say, "Hold your balance. Stand up on the edge here." Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at that. There's the Capitol Records building. Push.
Right. Oh, and then Meg is mad at Anna because Meg is like, "It's your fault because you gave her the reason to quit."
Caddy.
And
huh?
then Meg is like upset because she was like, she was always the beautiful one. She had the looks. And then they have like a flashback of what happened. And Juliet's like, "Listen, I actually want to quit doing this. I'm tired of doing this. I just want to rest and chill out." And then Meg is like, "Oh, you want to rest? All right. Well, I got your rest right here." And then pushes her off the building.
You're taking a dirt nap.
Yeah.
Right. You're going to get the permanent rest.
Let's just give Meg some props for how much upper body strength she has, because both in the shoving of the stalker guy and in the shoving of Juliet, the barrier that she was pushing them over was fairly high. Not
Yeah.
something that, like, if you backed up a little bit, you would just accidentally fall over. Like, you needed enough force to propel their body over that. And she did it twice in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, these redheads, they're fiery.
So do your weights, people.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Do your weights, do your push-ups, do your pole dancing class. Helps your upper body strength.
Yeah.
So then Meg is going to use her upper body strength again because she's going to push Anna off the building too.
Damn.
Yeah.
Does anybody get suspicious that everyone around Meg commits suicide? Wouldn't that become a suspicious thing at some point? If she's
Well,
getting
what
away
happened though is Meg is like doing her talking, and Anna's like, "Well, guess what, bitch? I've been recording this whole thing." So then Anna, or actually, she had it live online. So all of Anna's followers were seeing this go down.
And then all of a sudden, Meg gets all excited because she realizes that she's now famous on social media.
Right, and so she's like, "I want to have a live murder on social media."
Great.
Love it.
Which I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I want to have a live murder. So you're going down. But then Anna kind of overpowers Meg and knocks her off of the building.
No, knocks the phone off of the building.
Oh, I thought, didn't Meg fall too?
No, just the phone. Which I think was prophetic in this movie. Like, the phone plummeted to its death and landed right at Juliet's memorial outside the building.
Oh.
Symbolism.
Yeah.
Well, the next scene, we see Anna, and she's like in the basement of some office, and she's getting a tour.
Yeah, she has a new job.
She has a new job, and the boss is like, "I like your star tattoo." And she's like, "I have it to show me to always do the right thing." The end.
That was it, yeah. Because on mine, that's where it just stopped.
Mine too.
I didn't get any closing credits or anything. I hope we didn't miss anything.
And then we had cake.
Yeah, well, what kind of cake was that?
Oh.
It was a chocolate Kahlua cake.
I like chocolate cake.
And did all these people who were in like really good physical shape, were they all eating the cake?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a little cake. Like, it wasn't a huge cake.
And they also got to work out for the entire movie.
I'll just have a taste, they say.
It's a very good cake. I had some.
I had a bite of cake. Now I can't eat for a week. No, I guess they would. Like the guy who's in shape, he's got to like eat a lot to keep himself with all the muscle.
He still looked good too. So it was a very fun evening, and I actually legitimately enjoyed the movie. It was fun to watch it there. It's always fun to watch Lifetime movies with a group of people.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you tell those people you were going to be talking about the movie in a podcast?
Yeah, some of them.
Hi.
Well, we only said nice things, I think.
No, but I genuinely liked it.
I did too.
I really did.
I did too. It hit the sweet spot of like all the things we like about Lifetime movies. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
And it's like, like I've always said about Lifetime, I love Lifetime movies that basically just, they know what they are and they just lean into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was good. It was fun.
Well, next week I'm excited about.
Yes.
So excited.
Well, next week we're watching the latest Wrong movie. We haven't had a Wrong movie in 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, it's been like 2 years.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We've talked to Meredith about because Meredith has been in other movies that weren't Wrong movies.
Yeah.
So I know we've talked to Meredith.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the first.
And she's
Wrong
doing
movie.
stuff
Wow.
behind the scenes now too. But this is
Yeah.
the first Wrong movie in, I believe, at least 2 years. It might be 3. I think it's 2 though.
Wow.
And so you've got Vivica Fox. This one has our friend Meredith Thomas in it. It has Tracy Pollan. It has Jack A.
Tracy Nelson.
I mean
Tracy
Tracy Nelson. Sorry, Tracy Nelson,
Yeah.
not Tracy Pollan. Oh, who knows? Maybe no. Maybe her too. Jack A. and Eric Roberts. They're all in the Wrong Life Coach. Is that what it's called?
So I love it that they're like, okay, since this is the first one back, we're getting all of our heavy hitters.
It's the Avengers of the Lifetime Cinematic Universe, and I'm here
It
for
really
it.
is.
Oh, it's a life coach. Okay, yeah, I did see something about that.
Yeah.
But like Jack Hay and Eric Roberts and Tracy Nelson, all in the same movie, and Meredith
Yeah. And Vivica.
and Vivica. And
Right.
I saw a commercial for it, and Vivica has like a cute little bob wig that we've never seen before.
Okay.
Something new.
Yeah,
Well,
so
that's
I'm very excited about this.
And I don't want to spoil anything, but we're hoping to have Meredith on next week to talk about it. We just have to coordinate times. But either way, we
yes.
will be watching this movie.
Yes. Yes,
Oh, that's
and I'm
good.
sure it will not. Wrong movies,
We love Meredith.
knock on wood, never disappoint.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, we have a mutual friend with Meredith, and like on Facebook, and she's like, "I love that you two know each other."
Who do you know that knows Meredith?
Yes, Suzanne.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
we're not going to use last names on the show, but
No, I know Suzanne.
okay, Suzanne. I love that you two know each other. So that's
Well, Les, unlike the star or the main one of the main characters in this movie, you are still trying to grow your follower account. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Kirkendall. And it's KURKENDAAL. And I have started a TikTok.
oh,
And
you
the
have.
I have. And the TikTok is Les KB Likes TV at TikTok. Jason.
You can find all of us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Lifetime of Hallmark Podcast. Also, wherever you listen to your podcast, please rate and review us. Give us 5 stars. It helps more people find the show and hear all of the nonsense that we talk about these movies. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Big Shot Jason. Kurt.
Well, I'm at kurtfitzpatrick.com. That's Kurt with a K. I'll have to update my website. I'm doing my show, The Jester of All Maladies, once again at the Rogue Festival in Fresno, California, in the first week of March. So you can look that up.
I might go up there, Kurt, to torment you.
Okay. All
I'm
goes
thinking
well.
about doing it. I'm like, Kurt Fitzpatrick cannot come to California without me tormenting him.
All right. Well, I'm only going to be there for a few days.
Are you going for the weekend?
Nope. Yeah, it's weekend.
Okay.
So gotta make it quick.
And I guess that's it. Yeah,
I think so.
that's it. I was gonna go jogging, but it's too cold outside.
Run
So
a
I'll just have
place.
to wait until tomorrow. Anyway, well, I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.